Hi everyone, it's Lehman with Lace Covered Skies. I'm here today to do more work on the mini Lapbook. So when I got off camera last time, I sewed in this pocket. That was just like a leftover thing that I forgot to do. And I also went to my die cutting machine and I put a little hole there, and you don't have to do that, but I chose to do that. So let's go ahead and take out the pieces that we worked on last time, which was this gray piece, and let's go ahead and get this out as well. Today we are going to be working on this part right here. So last time we attached this part, and today we're going to work on this back part. So we're going to be making a lot of hinges today. So I am going to go ahead and take this out, which the last thing we did last time was glue this, and my glue is stuck. So let me kind of work this out with something. All right, so the hinge is going to allow this to flip in and out, and we have an opening right here. We're now going to open it up flat like this, and we're going to work on putting these two down here. And to do that, we need 2 hinges, which I'm going to make one hinge just like a plain cardstock, and I'm going to try to find another piece of this, which I think I might have. Yeah. So let me make sure. Okay, so let's take that piece out, and this will work for that. I am going to make a 1-inch strip of paper. Let me just, I think, okay. So this is a 1-inch piece of paper, and I'm going to do the same thing with this file folder scrap, if I can get it to, there we go. And then we're going to make sure that the width is correct. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of trim a little bit off. All right. Now it is a little bit crooked, so let me eyeball it and see, because sometimes when I cut in my paper cutter it goes a little bit crooked. I'm just going to try to eyeball it and straighten it out a little bit. Let's take this piece off. All right, so now it's going to be one of those things again where I want the hinge to open it this way. So I'm just kind of figuring out which way it goes, and I want the pattern paper to be on the pattern paper. So we're going to fold this so that the pattern paper is folded together so that you see the side that is plain. All right, then let's go ahead and fold this one as well. And if you want to take the time to score it, it's probably going to be a lot easier because it is cardstock, and folding such a small piece of cardstock is not the easiest thing to do because it doesn't really like let you fold. Okay, let me just kind of see if I can find my bone folder really quick. All right. Now, this hinge needs to go on like this so that it opens like that. So the closed side of the hinge is going to go up against the paper or up against the edge of the envelope. So let's go ahead and apply the glue. Alright, let's set that aside really quick. Again, because we want this to open this way, the closed edge is going to line up to the edge of the pocket. All right. Now I'm going to let that dry for a second. And while that's drying, let's switch back to this gray envelope. And we're going to take this and we're going to apply glue. Let me just make sure this edge is kind of coming over. So I'm going to trim just a little bit off the end of it so that it's not visible through the window. I'm going to apply glue here and along the bottom because I want it to be a, what do you call it? A label, nameplate, something like that. So that's what we're going to do. So let me actually make sure this is really folded good. And then I'm going to apply glue on the bottom as well. All right. Centering as best as I can. And let's let that glue dry. Now, as those things are drying, let's open this back up. And these little pockets right here that we're letting dry, they're gonna go on this end. Let me actually show you here. They're gonna go on this end. So we're gonna put this little sack right here, and we're gonna put this envelope on the other side of that page. So let's grab this sack and this. Of course, you can use anything you want if you don't have that sack. I got these sacks at Hobby Lobby right before the pandemic. I remember it was like the day that all the supermarket shelves were emptying, and I was going to the supermarket that day, and I decided to just drop into Hobby Lobby, and they were having their clearance sales, and I saw these. It was like a pack of 10 or 12 or something like that for 74 cents in pink and green. So I got some of these, some of this color, and some pink ones. But that was a crazy day. All right, so I am gluing this part of the sack down so it makes another pocket. So I'm just applying glue like that and just holding it down. That was a crazy day. I remember going to Sprouts, and I think I went to Trader Joe's. Everything was out. There's no toilet paper anywhere. This was probably like the beginning of the third week of March 2020. All right, next thing I'm doing is I want this to be a long pocket this way. So I am going to glue like this so that I leave a pocket along this side. And I guess back then we really did not know what we were in for. But I'm glad I got these sacks because they're really cute and I love the size. And I think shortly after that is when the lockdown happened here. And none of us knew how long this thing would last. All right, so I am gonna make a pocket. I'm gonna glue down this way so that this part is a pocket. All right, so okay, so this is another one of those times when timing is really important, and I actually need to hinge the other part before I put this on. So let's go ahead and just wipe this glue off. See, there's a smaller piece of plastic. And I love wiping. This is just like the wrapping from a paper pad. Not a paper pad, but like a 12 by 12 paper pack. And I just love using plastic to wipe off glue because it just dries. And then you can reuse the plastic and peel off the glue if you want to. All right, so let's just set this aside. And I'm going to set this piece of plastic aside and not use it until like tomorrow or something. All right, now let's go ahead and put these on. So remember the closed part was along the edge of the pocket. Now we're just gonna put glue on the other side of this. And again, I just want to make sure that I have glue in the very edges. Just to make sure that everything's nice and tight. So I'm gonna put that down right along that corner and edge. All right, let's do the same thing to the other side, and I'm actually gonna clip it after this. All right. My glue is dripping over here. Okay. I'm going to glue that onto that side. And let me just wipe some of this glue off. So I am going to clip this and let it dry. And make sure that it's on straight. All right, now let's go ahead and make a hinge for this side, because we're gonna end up putting this envelope up against this wall or this panel. So we need, let me make sure I'm looking at it correctly. We need a hinge to attach it like this. So it's going to open like that. Yeah. So I am going to use, I can use either one of these papers. So let me see what I have available, which I might have neither one. Yeah, I don't have. This one is like a similar pattern, but it's a little bit too thin. Let me see what I have over here. Okay, I do have this. And so we are going to cut a 1-inch piece. Which is about that much. And I would want to go a little bit thicker just because it's going to be attaching something that's really thick, that has some weight to it. All right, so let's go ahead and fold this hinge. And I think I'm just going to distress it up a little bit. Usually I like to distress it after I fold it already, so that it doesn't get all over my hands. Folding cardboard or cardstock is not the funnest thing. Alright, so I'm gonna just score it really quick off to the side here, and let's distress it quickly. All right. And so we have that prepared. Let me see what other hinges go with this. So on the back here, we're going to need a hinge that's this type of pattern or plain. And I think I'm going to have to go with plain because I don't have any more of that cardstock. And hopefully I have plain of that color. All right. So let's go ahead and do another 1 inch piece. And I did do it a little bit thicker because it's kind of holding up a lot. And let's fold it. And then ink it up just a tiny bit. It's getting pretty hot here. I feel summer coming and I love it. I'm definitely a summer person. Summer is my favorite season for sure. And then winter, I think, even though I don't like the cold, but I feel like the holiday season, at least there's something going on. And then I like fall because, again, that change in season, there's a feeling to it. All right, now let's just, I think we should go for it. And let me make sure I'm doing the right thing. We are going to attach this envelope here with this hinge. We're going to attach it to this piece. So this envelope's going to cover up this little like floppy door. So I'm gonna put this on here, Is that right? Yeah, I'm gonna put this on here and I'm gonna attach it like that. Now, for some of them, because I used a plain cardstock, I attached it this way. So you have that option too. That way is a little bit more sturdy. In fact, I think we're gonna do that. See, but because I printed it on like the back of something, I can't do that. So we'll go with this. It's still gonna work. But this is just a tiny bit long. So let's trim it off really quick. But yeah, summer's my favorite. I think spring is my least favorite because I just feel like it's another chapter of winter. Even though it's not cold where I live, but if it's like 70, that's kind of cold for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and put, again, the closed edge of the hinge against the end of the envelope. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let me get this glue since it's like oozing out. I did like a little mini desk reorganization, and I have so much more access to my ink daubers and my little glue bottles, and it actually holds it so that it's upside down. All right, I'm gonna apply that there. And then hinge it onto this page right here. So let's do this as neatly as possible. I did put quite a bit of glue. I am going to kind of wrap this with the plastic and put a piece of plastic down here so it doesn't glue onto itself. Make sure everything's aligned, and I'm going to clip it. All right, so let's see. Let's try to do one more thing before I end the video. If I can open this. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I think there's too many moving parts or parts that need to stay still right now. And you know what? Because I put the hinge on that way, I think we can go ahead and put this onto here. So let's go ahead and do that as well, and they can all dry at the same time. Okay. There we go. And I think I'm going to end the video here. So what we did today was we put this part of the envelope on. We did this side. And next time, we're going to go ahead and attach that whole piece onto the main frame. And I think we'll be very close to being done. I think there's going to be some closures to be added on, but other than that, I think it's very close to being complete. So hopefully we'll finish up next time. I know this series is going on and on and on, but I hope it's helping someone out there. If you've been watching this series, I hope that it gave you some ideas, or just kind of like a jumping off point, or you followed along. But thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye everyone.